My beloved child, listen closely. In the quiet of your heart, I speak. I am your creator, your shepherd, and I hold you close to my heart. In the ever-changing winds of life, things are unseen, forces you may not always perceive. These forces are at work, creeping in the background, affecting every step you take as you walk the path I have laid for you. There are things I want you to know, things I wish for you to understand clearly. For the past few days, something has been lurking near you. It is a presence, an unwelcome presence, one that is focused on your every movement. Have you felt it? It's not just a passing shadow, it is a spiritual force, one to disrupt your peace. It has been assigned to you, following your every move, watching your every action, waiting for a moment of weakness to strike. This is a monitoring spirit, a force that seeks to know everything about you so that it can bring chaos into your life. You see, the spiritual realm is vast, and many of these spirits are not as benign as they may first appear. They are not created with the same love and compassion that I have for you. They are forces of darkness, working through unseen avenues to disturb, distract, and destroy what I have designed for your life. And this spirit, this monitoring spirit, has been following you for 3 days now. It has its eyes fixed on you, silently plotting ways to manipulate and destroy your peace. It is relentless. But know this, my beloved, it is not beyond my reach. I want you to understand something very important. A monitoring spirit, just like the one stalking you now, operates not by knowing everything, but by gathering information. It doesn't have the divine insight that I possess, nor can it read your heart the way I can. But it watches, it observes, it listens, and it waits. It waits for an opportunity to strike, for an opportunity to gain entry into your life through something you've said, something you've shared, or even something you've done. This is why you must be discerning, for the enemy uses the information you unwittingly give him to create mischief. This enemy, disguised as a seemingly harmless being, uses the smallest details to craft its plans. You must be vigilant, my child. Let me remind you of a story from the scriptures, one you know well. It is the story of Samson and Delilah. Samson, a mighty man of strength, was chosen by me to deliver my people from the Philistines. His destiny was great, and as long as he kept his secrets, his strength was unshakable. But Delilah, a woman who appeared to be innocent, was strategically placed in his life by those who sought to destroy him. Samson, in a moment of weakness, shared his secret with her, revealing the source of his power, and in that moment, his downfall began. This is the nature of monitoring spirits. They come to you dressed in friendly robes, sometimes appearing to be harmless, but they are only gathering information, feeding off the very things you trust. They find their entry into your life through the conversations you have, the people you trust, and even the things you believe to be secure. You must remember that the enemy often uses people who are close to you, people you trust as portals. These can be your friends, your family, or anyone you confide in. You may not realize it, but when you share your dreams, your struggles, or your plans, you are unwittingly opening doors for the enemy to enter. It is not always the enemy you can see that poses the greatest threat. Sometimes, the most dangerous forces come in the form of those closest to you. I urge you to be careful whom you confide in. It is not about hiding yourself from others, but about protecting your spirit from the negative influences that may try to invade. Be careful about the words that come from your mouth, for those words carry power. They open doors, and in the wrong hands, they can be used to bring harm. It is in the spirit of caution and wisdom that I speak to you now. Do not be quick to share your heart with those who may not have your best interests at heart. Even well-meaning people can unknowingly become conduits for dark forces. I want you to know, my child, that there is wisdom in silence. There is wisdom in guarding your heart and being discerning about the words you speak. Not every thought needs to be shared, and not every detail needs to be revealed. In the book of Matthew, after Jesus was baptized and God declared, "This is my Son, in whom I am well pleased," the enemy came to tempt him. Do you remember this? The devil used the knowledge he had about Jesus' identity to try to deceive him. He knew who Jesus was, and he attempted to use that information against him. Similarly, the monitoring spirits in your life work with the information they can gather. They cannot read your mind, but they will use what they know to twist and manipulate. You see, this particular monitoring spirit, this black lady who has been following you, works much the same way. She has been gathering information about you, about your life, about your struggles, about your desires, and now she is using that knowledge to create chaos. She is attempting to manipulate your reality, to bring you into a state of confusion, and to make you feel as though you are powerless against her influence. But let me tell you something, my dear one, this spirit is not as powerful as it believes itself to be. I am your God, and I am greater than any force that seeks to harm you. You are my child, and I have given you the power to overcome all things. Do not fear, for the victory is already yours. I am with you always. This is why I brought you this message today. It is not by accident that you are reading these words. This message is a divine warning, a call for you to take action. You must become aware of the forces at work in your life. You must become spiritually vigilant. I have not left you unprotected, but you must partner with me. You must pray. Prayer is your weapon. It is the shield that will protect you from every attack, and it is the sword that will cut down every enemy that dares to come against you. In moments like these, when the enemy seems to be closing in, prayer is your shield and your strength. Seek me in prayer. Ask me to expose the plans of this monitoring spirit. Ask me to reveal any areas of your life where you may have unknowingly opened a door. Your protection is found in your connection with me, and so I encourage you now to speak a prayer, a spell of faith and protection. Divine protection over your life, your loved ones, and your destiny. This prayer, when spoken with faith, will drive out every dark influence and every monitoring spirit that seeks to harm you. Speak it out loud. Speak it into the atmosphere. Repeat these words with all the authority I have given you. My child, by mystic forces, shadows, and unseen eyes, no harm shall come to me. Monitoring spirits, now depart. I break your hold. A guarded heart. Say it 7 times. Let the power of these words resonate in your spirit. As you speak them, know that I, your God, am with you. I am your shield, and I will not allow the enemy to have any power over your life. My beloved child, hear my voice, for I speak to you from the depths of my heart. There is much I need you to understand in these trying times. In this world, there is a reality that many choose to ignore. A reality that exists beyond the physical world, where unseen forces gather to try and derail your purpose, to drag you into confusion, fear, and despair. These forces are real, my child, and their influence is not something to take lightly. The darkness that surrounds you is tangible and powerful, and it seeks to devour the very light I have placed within you. The dark world is not a fantasy or a mere concept to be feared or brushed aside. It is a present reality that operates in the unseen, pulling strings, manipulating hearts, and distorting minds. It works through people, situations, and even the very air you breathe. It feeds off negativity, fear, and doubt, and it seeks to steal your peace, your joy, and your purpose. It whispers lies to your spirit, telling you that you are unworthy, that you will fail, that there is no hope. But, my child, you must understand this. It is all a lie. Yes, the dark world is real. And yes, the forces of evil are at work. actively trying to undermine everything I have created for you. The devil, the prince of darkness, is real. He and his minions, his demons, work tirelessly to turn your attention away from me, to pull your focus off of my light, and to blind you to the truth of my love. The enemy knows your weaknesses. He knows where you are vulnerable, and he will stop at nothing to exploit those areas. He uses fear, doubt, temptation, and lies as his weapons. He knows how to strike at your heart when you are weak. He watches for moments of vulnerability and uses those moments to plant seeds of confusion, anger, and despair. He comes as an angel of light, sometimes appearing to be a friend, a confidant, or a well-wisher, but his purpose is always the same: to lead you astray. I tell you this, my child, because I do not want you to be ignorant of the enemy's schemes. You must recognize the spiritual battle you are in. You must understand that the darkness will not simply leave you alone. It will not simply pass by without seeking to touch you, without seeking to claim you. It will find ways to get to you, even through people you love and people you trust. The enemy uses fear, deceit, pride, and jealousy to sow division and tear down what I have built. Do not think that you are exempt from this. Do not think that because you walk in my light, the darkness will not try to get to you. It will. But remember this: it is already defeated. For I tell you, my child, that while the dark world is real, so is my power. The devil may have influence, but it is only temporary. He may seem powerful in the world around you, but I am the creator of all that is seen and unseen. And there is no power in this world, in the heavens or the earth, that is greater than my authority. Just as the devil has his schemes, I have my plans. My plans for you are good, and my love for you is unshakable. No matter what the enemy does, no matter what lies he spreads, I will always have the final say. Let me remind you, my child, of the days of old. Do you remember the story of the Israelites in Egypt? Do you remember how they were oppressed, enslaved by Pharaoh, and forced to live in despair? The darkness seemed to surround them, and for years they cried out to me for deliverance. But even amid their suffering, my power was at work. My will was being carried out, and I was preparing to deliver them in ways no one could have anticipated. When Pharaoh's heart was hardened, I sent plagues to show him that there is no power greater than mine. I parted the Red Sea to make a way for my people, and I led them through the wilderness, providing for them every step of the way. When the forces of darkness seemed insurmountable, I proved that I am greater. Remember the story of Daniel, my faithful servant? He was cast into the lion's den, but even in the jaws of certain death, I preserved him. The lions did not touch him, for my hand was upon him. The darkness that tried to consume him was powerless against my might. The same God who saved Daniel from the lion's den is the same God who will save you from whatever darkness tries to come against you. You are not alone, my child. I am with you, and my power is with you. No force of darkness can stand against my will. Consider the story of David, the young shepherd boy who faced the giant Goliath. The odds were stacked against him, but he trusted in me, and he knew that my power was greater than any giant. He did not rely on his strength but on my strength, and with a single stone, the giant fell. The darkness that loomed over David was no match for the power of my name. Just as I gave David victory, I will give you victory over every darkness that seeks to come against you. And then, my child, remember my son Jesus, who came into the world to defeat the power of darkness once and for all. He walked among you, healing the sick, casting out demons, and bringing light to a dark world. And when he was crucified, it seemed as though the darkness had won. But I tell you, my child, it was in that moment of apparent defeat that the greatest victory was won. For through his death, Jesus conquered sin, death, And the devil? He rose from the dead, triumphant over all the forces of evil. And he has given you victory. The darkness may rise against you, but you are more than a conqueror through him who loves you. I want you to know, my child, that the devil is defeated. He may continue to prowl, seeking whom he may devour, but his time is short. I have already set in motion the end of his reign. He is already defeated, and one day soon, I will cast him into the lake of fire, where he will remain for all eternity. His influence in this world will end, and you, my child, will be victorious forevermore. But until that time comes, I have equipped you with everything you need to stand firm against the forces of darkness. You are my child, and I have given you the power to overcome. Do not fear the darkness, for I have already overcome it. Do not be discouraged when the enemy tries to attack you, for I am your shield and your fortress. My power is real, and it is available to you. When you are weak, I am strong. When you are afraid, I will give you courage. When you are confused, I will give you clarity. My light will shine in the darkness, and the darkness will not overcome it. Remember, my child, the battle is already won. The devil is already defeated. His influence is fleeting, but my power is eternal. The same God who parted the Red Sea, who delivered Daniel from the lion's den, and who raised Jesus from the dead is the same God who will deliver you from every dark force that comes against you. You are not alone in this battle. You have the Almighty God on your side. And with me, all things are possible. I will not rest until the devil is cast into hell for eternity. His influence will be broken. His power will be stripped away. And my children will walk in the fullness of my light. No longer will there be fear. No longer will there be pain. I will make all things new, and the enemy will have no place in my kingdom. So stand firm, my beloved. Stand firm in my power. Do not be swayed by the darkness, for it is but a shadow that will pass away. Trust in my promises. Trust in my strength. Trust in the victory that I have already won for you. And know this, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. You are my beloved, and I will never leave you or forsake you. Walk in the light I have given you, and know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The darkness may surround you, but it will not overcome you, for I have already overcome the world. I will save you, my child, like I did in the past. You are my precious child, and my power is at work within you. I will never abandon you. You are victorious in my name. With all my love. Your Heavenly Father.